Just start recording the podcast and don't tell us when.
I mean, I could, but then you'd just catch, like, the pre-show banter that we had last time.
That's fine, it's fine.
Yeah,
Look,
And this time, because we're
yeah,
recording on
I mean, I
September
can
as well.
see my waveform. I've seen it for a while. I knew you were recording, you lying asshole. I knew it.
God damn
Anyway.
it.
Hi there, welcome to Stargate Oversight. I'm the host now. My name is Ryan.
Oh, sure.
I for one, welcome the new Ryan regime as he takes over the podcast and leads us into a new era of enlightened centrism.
Oh,
I'm taking over the podcast right now to tell you about an episode where women learn to be women. This is...
Yes, the men have taken over the podcast. This is on theme.
Yeah, this is the episode. This is the episode of the show where women aren't allowed to speak.
And if they do, they have to wear like the most ridiculous outfit I've ever fucking seen in my life. It's like, oh, this outfit looks really good on you, and I'm like, I prefer her in the military outfit. Anyway,
are you being culturally insensitive towards the Tengri people?
Yes. Anyway,
shaking my head.
You guys do the intro. I just need to go and grab my food's just finished. For fuck's sake! I'll edit this out.
Oh, no, we fucking won't. In this, you're not allowed to edit this out because I'm telling you, you're not allowed to edit this out. If you edit this out, you have to edit out this entire round that I'm doing about how. What's damn it! I'm gonna have to edit this out. I said the name. Shit.
By the way, did you know that Hope murdered a man behind a McDonald's in 1997?
Yes, I did. She talks about it quite freely in private. In fact, if you find her Twitter titled "I definitely murdered that man" Twitter, you'll find.
Yeah. Actually, interestingly, when we get to the first bonus episode, we will be recording a full confession about all of the murders that Hope has committed.
Quite a lot, isn't it? At least 10.
Like, we're not even covering like a show or a movie on that. We're just talking about Hope's murder spree. We're really afraid of her, quite frankly, and we're glad that she's disappeared right now, so we can talk about this.
No, we can finally talk freely. We're freed from the tyranny and shackles of the murderer. But yes, this episode of Stargate is titled "eMANcipation." It involves topics.
Yeah. This is it's actually really strange because it's actually, as the name implies, it's actually an adaptation of the musical Hamilton,
which is itself an adaptation of American history.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. What if the founding fathers were black and also still slave owners? Probably. I don't know. I've never seen it.
I mean, I think in Hamilton they just don't address the slavery part.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain they don't sing a rap about it.
Yo, my name is Alexander Hamilton and I own so many slaves.
Yeah, I don't think they sing about that in the musical intended for the mass public audience.
Yeah, we can't have our musical about American history to be true.
I mean, it is true. They just ignore the parts that make the guys look bad.
Ah, yes, the good old lying by omission.
I mean, no, they make them look bad, just not in that way. It's a fun time for it's a Disney picture. It's a fun time for the family.
Yeah, Hope better come back soon because otherwise half of this podcast is just going to be complete nonsense.
I mean, we could actually try to talk about the episode at all if you would like.
Oh, I see how it is. When we get to the episode about women, you want as few women as possible to be able to talk, right?
Yeah, of course. Scratch that from the record. Anyway, at the start of this episode, they've come through to a beautiful planet that looks like a lovely, lush place with no technology, and then immediately a man's attacked by dogs.
Yeah, I have a note here, which is basically a little preview for next episode is that I'm getting the feeling that all of my notes for these episodes are going to start with, "Wow, this planet sure looks like it's a random forest in the middle of Canada."
Yeah, but it looks nice though, doesn't it?
Yes.
Nice forest in the middle of Canada. Lovely forest in the middle of Canada.
Do you think they like film all of these episodes in like the same forest?
No, just different times of day.
Yeah. Wow, this planet sure looks a lot like the other one we were on before.
Listen, all planets in this solar system look like a forest in Canada. It's just the way it is.
I mean, I'm not a scientist, you know. Yeah. I'm not an astrophysicist or any of those kinds of things. Exactly. So, I mean, that could be true for all.
All hail the Forest Canada planets.
Exactly.
But anyway, my note was those dogs are not attacking him. They want to fucking cuddle. Those dogs are just like, actively looking for a hug.
Their tails are wagging. They just want attention.
Yeah. It's just I think it was in the podcast Kill James Bond. They mentioned this briefly as well, in that it's very difficult to actually make dogs look menacing when you try and have them act attacking. Yeah, when you have them like act attacking people, because obviously you're just like, "Hey, good boy, come on, you got to do the thing. We'll give you the treat."
Yeah, trained dogs do not attack randomly.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, so like when you're acting, it's like, so it's like your threatening dog is just wagging his tail because you're giving him a treat and you're putting like a dubbed over angry dog sound effect.
They saved the young man by firing bullets into the sky wildly, like good Americans. But
yeah, they saved the twink from the wolves.
And then he's like, "Oh my god, thank you so much. My name is Abu of the Shavadai." And then he looks at a woman and goes,
"Oh my god, women!" And then
woman. I have a drop for this.
Go on.
That's the exact line.
And then immediately starts like covering his face in shame for seeing.
Do we have that like line in every episode at this point?
What, a woman?
Yeah, someone saying a woman?
I don't think so. Like, there's no General Hammond in this episode, so we don't have any cum.
But sure, there's plenty of cum in this episode.
Sure. Oh, and yeah, so
anyway, so then the rest of them show up and they immediately go, "Oh, a woman!" and then point arrows and swords at her.
My note for this was just incel step horde.
Oh.
It's just like 3 grown men going, "Oh, a woman," and trying to kill her immediately.
It's not good. Can I just take us back to the start, because there's a couple of notes I did want to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
According to a few people, this is considered to be the show's worst episode. Debatable.
Which is wrong.
It's so bad it gets skipped in syndication, is the argument.
Wait, really?
Yes. It goes straight from the previous episode to the Broca Divide.
Really?
Yep.
I would say the Broca Divide is worse. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. This episode is also nearly identical to a TNG episode, which is also the 4th episode of the first season. Okay, it's written by the exact same person.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, good old self-plagiarism.
If you've seen the clip of Tasha Yar with like a spiked baseball glove running around like a plastic gym set, that is Code of Honor.
So, plagiarism aside...
I mean, self-plagiarism. Come on, it's fine.
Yeah. You know self-plagiarism is a thing, right?
I mean, it just sounds like masturbation, but yeah, sure. Right.
Yeah, try submitting an academic paper, which is something that you've written before, and see how that goes.
Last night, I self-plagiarized myself. Like,
right.
Sounds like something that someone should be... Yeah, what?
Yeah, the third thing is, last week and the week before, I made a couple of jokes about this being the misogyny hour. I was wrong. I remembered this episode incredibly differently, so I'm just going to take the L. Sorry if anyone found those jokes in bad taste. This episode has a very misogynist character and is about a misogynist society, but the episode, not really.
The episode is all about progress.
Yeah. I made a bunch of notes about this, being a smug fucking armchair historian asshole, being like, "Oh, well, this isn't how women were treated and their status worked in Mongol culture." And then later on in the episode, they literally fucking explain it away.
And you felt like an idiot.
Yes. Yeah, literally. I mean, we're jumping ahead, but literally it's like, where's the part where later on
we're
Jackson...
jumping ahead. So
yeah, where Jackson is like, wait, this isn't what the culture is like. And then they explain it, but yes.
But anyway, so 3 more men show up and they immediately try to kill the only woman in the group because she dares to look at them. And
this is again, like, tension is resolved by SG-1 firing their guns again.
I mean, I do feel for the tribe here, for the clan here, rather, because I too do also feel quite embarrassed when a woman looks at me and I don't know how to react. So.
I mean, if I saw Amanda tapping in the street, I'd probably run away. Once the leader of the group goes to say, aha, because you saved this man's life, we are not allowed to kill you anymore due to our law.
Sorry, can we go back a second? Because there is a weird as fuck bit, which is a little bit of ideology. Like, after all the tribesmen on the horses are scared, you just get this little loving shot of SG-1, like, posing with their guns. And you've got, like, the US military horns are playing. What?
I mean, guns are good.
Hurrah! Yeah, guns, baby! Sorry, that's actually... Sorry, Hoorah Guns, baby is actually next episode.
Oh yeah, it really is.
This episode kind of has it.
But yes, so once the chief has basically managed to get his men not to kill them on site or die on site because, you know, guns, they go back to the village and they go, "Wow, this is definitely a Mongolian nomad culture. What the hell?"
Samantha has to be like treated like absolute shit because of their culture, and the rest of SG-1 are like, "Oh, this is completely fine. We don't care because this doesn't impact us."
Yeah, Daniel is a very unsupportive friend this entire episode. Carter's like, "I'm uncomfortable. Can we go? I'd like to hit the bricks, please." And Jackson's like, "No, this is good.
No, we
culture.
have to
I'm
go
a nerd."
native.
Like,
we have to study this incredible. Like, I understand where the character's meant to be coming from. It's like, we have to study this incredibly interesting culture because it shows a clear divide between history and it's really important. Cool, can I go home first?
No.
If Stellaris has taught me anything, apart from don't trust the elderly, is that ethics changes take time. And in this situation, send Carter home. She's a liability and she won't have a good time.
Ethics changes don't take time. You just open up the policy manual and you just set your policy to don't allow anyone in your empire.
Yes. But basically, Carter is told to prevent punishment for being a woman, she has to remain silent unless spoken to. She has to be obedient, hide her face, and wear this outfit that is very much just a push-up bra in disguise. And,
it's not a good outfit.
The remaining the male members of SG-1, including Teal somehow, look at her in this outfit and go, "Murr." And it's like, okay, guys.
Okay, in slight defense of the outfit, while I don't think it's entirely correct, I think there is some amount of accuracy about sort of like Tengri type sort of like headwear and stuff like that towards it.
No, I'm all fine with the outfit, like, apart from the push-up bra. Like, it's a cool outfit in terms of, like, you know, incredible, like, nice colours, nice flowing gown. It covers the whole body, and then suddenly cleavage with a push-up bra. Like, that is not a natural part of that outfit. I'm pretty certain.
No, like, sometimes the camera angle is very, very
down
comic book anime.
Yes. Yeah. Wooga!
But then all the members of SG-1 come in to see Carter, and they all just stare at her boobs.
Yeah. It's a strange moment where their eyes just sort of bulge out of their skulls and go boom.
It is very much
a nosebleed and nearly dies. I have a couple of other notes on this.
My note here is just workplace sexual harassment.
Good note.
My note here is you've seen her in a tank top sweating and working out.
Yeah, that's very true.
How is this better?
Yeah, but that's just military. That's just military stuff. You know, you hang out with your boys just naked in the shower.
But if they're wearing a dress,
spanking each other,
Why do I not have that drop of the Marines going, "I'll get your ass"? for next episode.
I feel like it really is just like, oh, military person is in dress now. Now she is woman. Now me want to date. Like, what?
Oh, I don't think these boys have dating intended right now.
Yeah. Also, Daniel, your wife.
Yeah, Daniel has forgotten his wife, and somehow these step people have managed to give Carter perfect makeup.
I mean, actually, that's not that uncommon for old civilizations to be able to do makeup, honestly.
Yeah, what they have, like, some fucking, like, blush and, like, mascara?
Yes, kinda. But, like, made out of, like, other shit.
Alright, I'll take the L on this, and people know more than me. I do have one other note. The entire reason SG-1 stick around is, we'll trade you some drugs.
Yeah, and they discover some, like, local, like, herb, which, turns out to be really fucking good medicine. They're like, we gotta send this back to get it analyzed.
Yeah, the US Army always going places to get drugs.
And meanwhile, all of the boys in SG-1 are like, hey, we're gonna get invited to go on a pub crawl with the Mongols and get shit-faced. Meanwhile, while we're partying and having a good time, you have to stay here all by yourself and do absolutely nothing. Like, they could have at least given Carter, like, a book to read or something.
Yeah, they don't give her anything. She literally just lays down and goes to sleep. It's like, well, guess I'll die here. It's just Jesus.
Well, don't worry. She's a military person. As long, she'll be fine there. I'm sure she won't get kidnapped while we're not looking.
Whoops.
I'm sure she might get kidnapped by someone who is clearly inept. I don't know how the fuck they kidnapped.
And then she gets kidnapped.
The whole Carter kidnapping scene is just like, she is a military officer. She's been trained in hand-to-hand and how to fight dirty. Like, kick him in the fucking balls.
This fucking random twink manages to kidnap her.
I'm gonna skip ahead, but she can probably ride a horse. Like, there's times when he just leaves her alone. Like, you can nut this guy, right? Nuts him, kick him in the balls, bite his fucking fingers. Like, play dirty.
I mean,
yeah, at this point...
I guess the assumption is she's got a knife to her throat and she's barely woken up. Like, I mean, yeah. But surely, like, once like he tries to move her, she could just, beat the crap out of him.
I do have to say, though, once he sort of takes off with her, I thought this was going in a very different direction to where it was going. And I am glad it did not go in that direction.
Anyway, moving on from that thought.
Yeah. The guy says, oh, I'm going to trade you for something that's worth more than my life. And SG-1 are worried about the cultural issues. Specifically Daniel, being a cunt.
Whoa, we can't just go and save her. It's a cultural thing. It's like, what? What?
For once, I am on the side of US imperialism. You have a gun.
Go fucking shoot them.
Yes! There's 4 of you trained in 3 of you trained in military tactics, 2 of you professional soldiers.
And Daniel has a gun.
Slaughter. Yes.
Well, you just have to do the classic US imperialist strategy, in that you help Mogul's tribe, and then you help him.
Oh, actually, no, wait. Is this the part where Daniel is a bit weird, or is that later?
Daniel is weird for the entire episode.
He's weird the whole episode. But yeah, no, what you have to do is you have to give them weapons, right? Help them defeat their enemies, and then you have to put them under your thumb, force them to do what the United States government says, and give you all of the exclusive rights to all of their oil.
If you don't have oil, well, bye.
Yeah, if you don't have oil, well, I'm guessing, I'm sorry, but that terrorist insurgency group that we caused to exist, I guess they're just going to kill you all now. Bye.
Well, yeah, no. Anyway. Oh, you helped us. We're going to leave you behind.
Bye, cards.
Abu decides to bring Carter to Outer World. I mean, to the other camp, where he shows her off to Shang fucking Tsung from the Mortal Kombat movie.
Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa is this guy.
And says, "Hey, I'll trade you this woman," and he's like, "I don't give a fuck," and then he shows her face, and she goes, and he goes, "Oh,
yeah, he's just like, "Oh my god,
a white woman." Like, he really does feel like that. Though. Really, he's like, okay.
I mean, I literally wrote, Khan wants that white pussy in my notes. So yeah.
Yes. Anyway, he walks up to Carter and just starts basically going, yes, I like this part of her. This part of her is good too.
I will give you like all of the gold that I have basically for this woman. But our boy Abu doesn't want the gold.
Don't call him our boy.
Like, yeah, he's not our boy, no. We disown him.
The boy who is slightly better than we thought he was is...
I've got him down in my notes as Doofus.
Is going, hey, I want that woman for this woman. And it's like, wait, are you meant to be the good guy?
Because it turns out that he has been having a secret relationship with our rival bad man Khan, Turgan's daughter, and that they have a little fling going on. And his whole plan was, if I bring him white woman, maybe he will let me marry his daughter.
Yeah, that was step 1. That was step 2. Step 3 was question mark, and unfortunately, step 3's question mark is get told to go fuck yourself and take the gold or I'll kill you.
So he takes the gold and fucks off.
I will say, Shang-Tsung, half the reason this episode is as good as it is for values of good. I say good, I mean like when his presence on screen is incredibly threatening and large, and he makes these scenes have the proper feeling of scary and fucked up because this is human slavery.
Yes, it is!
It's like going back to episode 1 with the Gould implantation scenes.
Oh god, those fucking scenes, yeah.
Yeah, like this, again, the 8 o'clock TV attitude will vanish very quickly when the show starts to find its feet. But yeah, like Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa really does carry this with the physical presence. But yeah, we go back to SG-1, and here's the bit that I forgot that exists. And I think it's kind of why the episode gets a bit of a bad rap. Like, people see like the slave trade scenes and get creeped out and like, ooh, it's misogynist. And then the people who come at it from the other angle, they see this scene and they go, ew, how dare you? Because we get like outright pointing out the fact that warrior women are often erased from history to keep the myth of servile and submissive women in the mainstream.
Which is true.
Which is entirely true. And it was a point that I wasn't expecting to be made.
Because literally, I was actually reading a book. Yeah, I know, I was reading a book. Can you believe that, right? I was reading a English translation of Tao Te Ching, and in sort of like the historian sort of translator's notes at the start, it's talking a lot about how Lao Shu sort of recognizes quite unusually that historically in Neolithic societies, society was not patriarchal at all. In fact, it was very matriarchal, and that symbols of womanhood and sort of pregnancy were sort of seen as divine, and that women were sort of in charge because of that. And then suddenly, sort of when we sort of reached sort of agrarian societies and societies where men started taking up tools and taking up work and stuff like that, basically, us as women, we were fucking idiots, and we gave them all our fucking guns and stuff, basically. And we were like, oh no, now that we've given them all of the weapons and they've taken over, how could we have seen this coming?
Now that we're men, we rule everything. Now that we're men.
Damn it, maybe we should have kept some of the weapons too.
It's kind of your own fault, really. You should blame yourself, not us.
I'm just looking back in time and blaming my fucking 150,000 times ancestor for letting a man take her sword.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
You did this to us.
It really was someone going, do you know what, darling? Have a rest. Sit down. I'll take the weapons. Hang. I'll make you a cup of tea. And then just leaving. And then looking up all the weapons.
Yeah. I was genuinely surprised that this came up. Like, it's very surprising for a show from the 90s, and it's what I think makes one of the two types of people bounce off this episode and call it shit. Like, I do want to have a look at the IMDb at the end, because I had a look at some of the comments. And it's exactly what you'd expect for this episode.
See, I was actually I mean, it makes sense in hindsight now, but I was actually really surprised when you told me how controversial this episode is, because I was genuinely like, I don't understand what's wrong with this episode.
Like, it's controversial from both takes of the side, because people go, misogyny and slave trade, and people go, what? Women were cool? No.
Women have always been cool, Ryan.
Exactly.
Yeah, but in certain people's minds.
Oh,
also,
yeah, that's true.
One kind of weird thing, though, I sort of say about this episode, sort of coming back to what I was saying earlier about, I'm not sure if this gets the culture right, but only sort of from the perspective of when we get to Turgan's camp, I'm pretty sure some of the women there are wearing burqas. And I'm like, but that's an Islam thing. Like, they're Tengri. Like, I don't understand why.
I think it's a budget thing.
Yeah, probably.
It's probably easier to get like 5 burqas from someone, or from like prop department. Actually, especially prop department, considering it's 97. All the Gulf War movies have just like finished.
Yeah, you know what? Burqas. Good point. Yeah. If we're like, whatever, you know, they're Eastern people, they're all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Also, I know this is budget, and I just want to complain about something about the show, which the show does not really react to ever, is the gate is pretty big.
Right? Listen. It's a psychological trap.
No, I was gonna say, roll a fucking dirt bike through it!
Oh.
Give your expeditionary team a dirt bike, a quad bike, hell, the cute little Soviet motorbike with a fucking sidecar.
Drive the. I don't know. I think you could fucking fit the Warthog from Halo through the fucking.
You could definitely fit a mounted machine gun on the back of the vehicle. Definitely.
Yes. Like. Fuck. What was the other?
Do you know what?
You could fit a Hummer through that.
Could you imagine if in one episode they're like, someone's kidnapped one of our men, I've got this, and he just grabs a fucking Hummer with a fucking MG on the back and just drives through?
I mean, to be fair, like, bringing a vehicle is probably like, until you've like spec'd out the air, is probably a bad idea, because you don't want to be stranded in the middle of fucking nowhere with like no fuel.
Again, that's why you bring like light bikes or something, or hell, horses. Like, get your trained horses.
Horses would work, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know the answer is budget.
Also, I mean, like, actually, no, you're right. I mean, they should know exactly where they're going, because as we, while you were away at the start, Ryan and I established that every single planet in Stargate is the same forest in Canada.
Yeah. No, you are not wrong.
They really should know at this point what's on the forest before they get there.
Yeah, like squirrels, pigeons, 2 people having sex.
Indigenous life forms are just basically humans that want to attack them.
Yeah, actually, a little known fact is that when we get to Stargate Atlantis later on, is that the lost civilization of Atlantis is actually also the same forest in Canada, just with a blue filter over the top of it.
Yeah, because it's underwater.
Exactly.
Stargate Atlantis, as soon as they go through the portal, they immediately start drowning. That's what happens.
What? No, they have a few...
That does happen in one episode.
No, they don't immediately start drowning. They have a few moments. They have a few moments first, and then the drowning...
The water is denser than it is in our world, so it just goes straight into the lungs.
No. See, what happens is that they're fine and they're walking underwater for a few moments, but they're trying to find air, and then all of a sudden the music starts going dun 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 dun, and then they drown. Nothing?
No, sorry, I was eating. Oh yes, the big O2 clock at the top of the screen just depletes, and And the bear and the bird
your
drowned.
amazing joke. I'm sorry.
yeah. I was like, wow, that one really died.
I muted myself so you didn't hear me eating burrito bowl.
I muted myself so you didn't hear me eating garlic bread.
Yeah, just a minute of silence. I was like, oh wow, I fucked this one, didn't I?
Well, anyway, after that awful joke,
yeah, I think you touched on this earlier, but yeah, there's like a bit where we see Doofus go back in. It's like, oh, it's for love. No, this man has kidnapped and sold a human being. Fuck that.
But he's got the madness, which is love.
Okay, like again, sort of like, you're gonna hate me for this, Hope. let me. Okay, like this is a stupid kid, right? And yes, it's kind of awful what he does, but like, I guess at least his motivation is not just love, but also that the fact that he wants to actually save someone who's in a very terrible position, and that he just he takes a very awful approach to do it. But in fairness, he probably has very little other choice in terms of like what he could actually do.
That's fair. I can accept that.
I really thought I was the one who was going to get, the opinions badly. But no, here comes in Frosty with
here comes Frosty being the misogynistic trans woman. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Going back. So we get back to the camp, and once again, fucking Shangsung pulling this off. Like,
just called a good Shangsung.
I rule by fear, and I am strong enough to back this up. But also,
22 tribes are aligned to my clan.
Yeah, soon to be 23. Ow, shouldn't do that. But yeah, no, Carter is right though. Dude got fucking conned. Like, you've kidnapped a fucking scientist and a soldier. Neither of whom are very useful to an agrarian society who won't let her fight.
What you wanted was a fucking nanny.
Well, I mean, I'm going to somewhat disagree with you again there, Hope. I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
In that, I mean, they're not actually an agrarian society. They're a horde. They're a tribal horde, but also sort of like, I mean, I would have use for sort of scholars and sort of start at least some degree of sort of science and medicine sort of study. So,
okay, I don't know as much about Mongolian culture, so I will take it out.
They would have use for it, but he personally would never let a woman do it.
So no, obviously not. No, this guy hates fucking women. Yeah, I think we've established that already, Ryan. I think I get that.
I mean, I hope you do.
Yeah, I did watch the episode. I kind of get what this guy's deal is.
But actually, Carter being a soldier is in fact useful because she hits the fucking bricks. She leaves. If it sucks, get on a horse and leave. And get taken out by like 3 people stopping you, but
yep.
But anyway, let's set everything on fire.
Oh, yeah. Carter gets dragged back to camp, and I realized just how unriffable this episode was. Like, there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, but there's not a lot we can joke about.
I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but if you notice, like, how long we've been recording is a lot shorter because we've just been talking about interesting comments rather than riffing for an hour.
Yeah, no, the fully automatic belt-fed bit gun has just been left unmanned.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, it's just straight up because this episode is serious.
Yeah.
It's a good episode. I actually liked this episode.
Yeah, fuck you, IMDb.
I have to admit.
I thought it was well done. I thought it showed how men can be so self-serving, even like, advanced men, like, SG-1.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was interesting to show that yes, this culture is backwards, but also it's their entire way of life. You can't just... Yeah.
Well, I mean, you sort of say that, but I mean, I think they make a great point. in this episode of being like originally these sort of changes to this culture happened as a result.
Yes, I was going to say that happens in a bit. Yeah,
but again, they make the great point in that they've been gone for a long time, and like very clearly that's not a good excuse anymore. Yeah. They're only continuing to do this because it gives the men power and status.
The excuse is, we are doing this to protect you, and then it's like, well, the people haven't come back for 100 years. Well, they might.
Yep.
Well,
they're exactly. Because we're still doing this, and if we stop, they'll come back.
That's why they have to protect women from Hope and I going to the bathroom, right?
I don't know what they do to you. Actually, I don't know how that would work. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to touch that.
It's just
no. I don't think.
No, it's
trans people weren't invented in the 90s. The CIA invented in the 2000s.
It's just Turgon's tribe standing outside a public bathroom.
With flags and signs saying "Not on my watch" or something.
Oh god, I can just imagine what's her name, the fucking dictionary definition of woman motherfucker, just like inviting Turgon into the women's toilets to gatekeep it.
You go to the toilets, and it's just Shang-Tsung going, "You must face me before you can enter."
You must face me to prove that you are a true adult human female.
Yeah, Shang-Tsung does genital checks.
I mean, Shang-Tsung actually can transform into anyone, and he transforms into women quite a lot, so I don't think he'd give a fuck.
Damn, Shang-Tsung is trans?
Shang-Tsung, trans ally, yeah, I was going to say.
He's everything. He doesn't give a fuck.
Nice. Well,
he's also an evil murderer who is horrible and...
but if they're pro-trans rights and they're a murderer, that still makes them based.
pro-trans rights. I think he's pro... I don't give a fuck.
That's fair.
Also, we kind of missed a bit from earlier on, before the madness bit, which I want to quickly touch upon again. Just absolutely great line from Samantha Carter, where she just fucking gets Turgon's ass and basically calls him out, calls him a huge fucking pussy, because the only way he can feel like a man is by being a woman. Just absolutely gets his fucking ass.
Yeah. Again, I think that's one of the lines that, like...
Again,
I was speculating about, like, the people that dislike this, and that kind of line is definitely the sort of thing that would get one of the groups of people's goats.
Yes! Feminists! I angrily yell as I slowly turn into a corn cob, exactly.
But also, again, like, they leave Carter in the women's section with her hands untied. There is a long metal spit there. That could probably shank a bitch.
Listen, she's a woman. She's not gonna do it.
Except it's Carter, and she... Yeah, no, that spit. Stab or bash a guy's head. Just bash a guy over the head. Take his knife. You now have a knife.
The thing about this episode is, this would be so much worse if it wasn't Amanda tapping. Like, she plays it well, like, and I feel like someone else acting in this role, it might come off way worse.
I do think it does only come off so well because of the actors. You're quite right.
Yeah.
Cary Tagawa and Amanda Tapping. It's
like they really hold this episode.
Yes,
they really do.
Like, O'Neill doesn't have much to do. Jackson is a dick.
O'Neill is just kind of actually doing his job.
Yeah, I can definitely agree that with a different cast, I could see this episode going really wrong.
Really quickly, yeah.
Yeah.
But now we're at the stage of...
How do we get Carter back? Because if we go in, guns blazing, there will be war between Shang Tsung and the Shabadai, and when have the US ever gone into war and not cared about their native allies?
I know, right? They would never do that, the Kurds. They would never, ever do that.
So, instead, they're going to go in and negotiate. And
but they have to wait until morning, of course, right?
They can't wait until morning because Shang Tsung likes to... believe that, I can't remember how they phrased this, but I do remember it not being good.
It's rape.
Yeah,
it's rape. And they're like, you know what? We probably actually should help our friend not get raped. That would probably be good.
Yeah. So Daniel's up first. Daniel tries negotiation based on cultural knowledge. Like, oh, she's important to us. She's a leader. She's a shaman. We'll buy her off you for a shitload of money.
And of course he says no. But our fucking boy, Colonel Jack O'Neill, Richard Dean Anderson, comes up with the completely based, incredible US military negotiation strategy of, hey, sir, have you ever heard of this thing called a gun?
Yeah, it's an M9. It's an M9, 17 rounds. There's only 5.
It's like 3.
I didn't actually count the shots. Like, I should.
He fires 1. The guy fires 2 of his troops, I think, or maybe 3. So it's either 3 or 4.
But he also used a bunch at the start to scare off the dogs. And
yeah, no, I mean, he gives it to him. Like,
yeah,
it's like, hey,
I don't think he reloaded his pistol.
No, here is a gun. It's power of death. Give us woman for gun. Yes, woman for gun. And then it's like,
to be fair, if I was around at this point and someone just arrived and handed me a gun, I would be like, this is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Though it wasn't cool for the extras next to him because the dude like comes outside, does a propaganda rally with the gun, and fires it right in his ear and like 3 extras' ears.
Oh god.
Like, I hope they were wearing ear defenders, because look how you see how close they are to him in the shot.
Yeah, good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. And hey, deaf extras, who cares? We got Carter back. He doesn't know he's only got 5 rounds left. Let's hit the fucking bricks.
So we have Carter back now. Everything's good now, and we can just leave now. There's no more problems, right?
yep, no problems. We're gonna leave and never come back.
Yeah, Carter gets very annoyed when they refer to the events of something that has happened in a book. We're 4 episodes in, and the events of a book have happened between 2 of the episodes.
Wait, what?
There's a bit.
Is that what it was?
Wait,
Yeah.
Huh?
There's a bit where Jackson implies that O'Neill implies that on a mission, Carter drank some water, and she then started stripping.
That happened in the they had naked. Yeah, they had naked Carter in a book.
Stargate Atlantis has Carter in her underwear. We'll get there.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Log stories.
This is episode 4. How have they already had naked Carter in a book?
Yeah, how have they already made a fucking
He only
book
goes down to
spin-off
her
that
underwear, yes.
that we have to have read to be able to get the fucking context?
I think it's
Episode
more
4.
just, hey, here's a chance for us to put in some extended universe fiction for people to buy. So anyway, what about that time me, Frosty, and Ryan went out drinking? That podcast will be out when we record it in the future. Woke up with a traffic cone.
Yeah, I woke up in bed with hope.
I got a rock.
I'll take waking up with Frosty over waking up with a rock. Nothing personal, Ryan. Or the rock.
Aww. Poor
Hey.
Ryan.
Rocks. I got to be able to wake up with you.
Oh, Ryan will get some pussy one day.
It's not that hard, really.
Ryan and the pet rock.
Yeah, it's not hard for you to get pussy, Ryan. You just have to get letters from 2 separate psychiatrists.
Oh.
Wait,
Gender identity joke.
It's a joke I'm too cis to understand.
Yes. The podcast will eventually turn you trans, Ryan, and listeners.
I refuse. Listeners, fight against the... No, wait. If you are trans, good for you. If you're not, don't let them make you be one. But if you are trans, well done.
Tell me, Ryan, does your food delivery taste extra estrogen-y today?
Well, it is chicken. And I know chicken has lots of estrogen pills in it.
They do look like fucking sweets, the pills.
I mean, I'm on like the gel, so I wouldn't know.
I'm on
I'll take
the
your word
gel.
for it.
They ran out of gel, like, here you go, have some pills, and now I just have these little white tablets that look
They
like
won't let me have. They
the
won't let
Pride
me have.
Smarties.
Yeah, they won't let me have the pills because of potential liver problems. So.
Oh, Yeah, welcome to the part of the podcast where we talk about being trans and my liver problems that I got from drinking too much at university.
Where I just stopped talking.
10 years to recover from.
Ryan.
But yeah, Carter decides, actually, we need to go save that woman who is going to be forcibly married and probably have an awful, awful life.
It gets worse, though, because Doofus shows up and is like, she tried to sneak out of the camp, and now she's going to be stoned to death. So Carter's like, right, we're doubly doing this.
Yup. It's basically my fault that she's going to die. And then, of course, again, our fucking fuckboy, which is actually kind of, honestly, going back to sort of that, the way Daniel behaves in this episode is so out of character.
It feels like they needed someone who is, like, historian scientist to be like, no, we don't interfere, but, like, that's not Daniel.
Yeah, exactly. Like, in fact, when we get to next week's episode, like, he's basically a different person in that episode.
He's regular Daniel again.
Yeah.
Like, Daniel Jackson will change several times, will change completely by next season, because in season 1, Michael Shanks is playing James Spader as Daniel Jackson, whereas by season 2, he's playing Michael Shanks as Daniel Jackson.
Oh, he's trying to be the movie Daniel Jackson, which is not who he is.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's why his hair is so long, and then in season 2 it's shaved, and he starts being good with weapons.
Oh, I want to see season 2 Daniel Jackson. That sounds cool.
Season 2 Jackson is Action Jackson.
The thing is, though, I mean, I like the moments where he's less of a piece of shit, but I'm not sure I want him to be Action Jackson, though.
I do.
He's still Jackson. He's just a little bit more like, I will now go and rescue my wife with a gun. I will rescue my wife with my friend.
I've spent a year or two with military training and going to alien planets and fighting for my life, so I should probably know how to use a gun at this point.
I'm done getting owned.
What do you mean alien planets? They haven't gone to any planets yet. They've just been to the same patch of the woods
it's
in
an
Canada.
alien planet that just happens to look like a patch of woods in Canada. It's still an alien planet. Hell, Canada's an alien planet.
Is Canada even real? Have any of us ever been to Canada? Is there going to be
a crossover episode where they go to the strange planet that's aquarian whales?
And then they throw rocks at each other. Yeah.
No, a strange man in a very ugly outfit just shows up there and is like, oh, I'm not needed. Goodbye.
But yes, back to the episode.
I have +1 to Jackson is a dick.
Yep.
Oh, no, wait, that's after the fight.
Yeah. Back to the episode.
The kid wants military intervention, and thanks to the power of knowing the ancient laws, not a fan of the stereotype, the old man is able to set up a fight to stop the stoning, and guess who's here for the fight?
Trial by combat.
Exactly. Mortal Kombat!
It's our girl, Sam Carter, goading the motherfucker into a knife fight.
And absolutely creaming it.
Yeah, no, Sam Carter.
It's not initially supposed to be a knife fight, because like they strip all their weapons away, and she's ready to go hand to hand with him, and he just fucking pulls out a sword.
Yep.
And she's like, wait, this isn't what we agreed on.
Oh, it's to the death.
Oh, no one told me this.
Try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Thanks, boss.
It's what happens. Like, Jack gives her a combat knife. I think it's got it's not like a standard combat knife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then there's a really weird scene afterwards where Jack is like crossing a bridge trying to get back to the portal, and then Samantha comes after him, grabs him and says, Jack, I'm defecting to the Soviet Union, then throws him off the bridge.
Sorry, did you say the Soviet Union?
Stop. Bad timing. Bad world situation. Not right time. No. This podcast is not a pro Soviet.
Yeah, yes it is.
It's a pro-communism? Yeah, I don't know, pro-communism?
Both Hope and I are... Both Hope and it's been too long. We've been oppressed for too long, and I don't think we should keep quiet anymore. Hope and I are finally coming out as tankies.
Oppressed? I didn't know that either. I hope he just a pretty comfortable life.
Space!
But yes, Carter and Shang-San have a knife fight where Shang-San's got a fucking sword and she's got a combat knife.
Yeah, but she's actually a trained fighter, and
she's the protagonist, so she wins.
She's the protagonist who has training on how to do knife fighting, and
stabs him in the fucking abdomen.
Yeah, stabs him once, and like, then she does remember CQC because it's like its arms, its feet, like it's a full-on fucking beat down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gets his ass kicked.
And he gets knocked to the ground, and then she's like, you know what? This whole fight to the death type deal, not for me, really. I don't think it's my cup of tea.
I do like this scene because she's like, so I win, right? And he's like, yes. No, say it. Say to everyone here what this means.
Yeah, because say to everyone here that I am a small-dicked little bitch and that I've lost.
I do not want you reneging on anything. You must say exactly what this means to everyone here.
Yep.
Which is like, smart person! Smart person! Like, I was just screaming to myself, oh my god, brain!
Well, she has to be smart here for one reason and one reason alone. Because we don't have much runtime of the episode left. I can't create more drama.
True.
But, like, seriously, I was just sitting here going, oh my god, she's actually getting him to say what this means to everyone.
Now, if this had happened, in the middle of the episode, then immediately it would have been like, aha, well, I never said that I would do it.
Yeah, you could have the fallout and explore that, but instead, no, the episode's over. Carter beating this man has solved sexism.
Yep, it's over.
Honestly, it solved sexism for the clan that was already ready to solve sexism.
Yeah.
Not the rest of the world.
I know, I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, all of the women still at Turgan's camp are completely fucked still.
Yeah, they're probably going to get beaten up for just being associated with a woman. By being women.
It's not good.
No, it's not, but we don't explore that. We move on.
No, we move on because America visits you, trades you things, exploits you, and then leaves.
America, fuck yeah.
Anyway, our next episode of the podcast, in which
we're not
we
done.
Extensively talk about the cards.
Sorry. Go back to
I was just doing a bit. Don't worry.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Well, they go back to the regular camp of people who are not liable to just kill them, and everyone takes off their face masks, and they go, "Wee!
COVID is over."
Yeah, we will not be going into lockdown anymore.
We have decided that there is no such thing as the COVID-19. But they all take off their masks and they all cheer, and then they leave, and everything was fine on that planet forever and ever.
No. I want to say something. As they're leaving, there is some god-awful ADR, because they are walking not facing the camera to the gate, and the lines are so clearly ADR'd in. Like, they have a whole discussion which ends with, where is the line?
What is an opera?
Oh, fuck
I mean, I like that line, though.
Yeah, it's a good line. Like, the show is starting to, in places, pull together its, like, military, it's, like, sense of humor. Like, Carter is the smart one who is a badass. Jackson's the smart one who is obsessed with his wife.
Jack O'Neill is the depressed, divorced dad who sits around watching
We will get to Jack
Oprah
O'Neill being a depressed, divorced dad.
Sits around watching Oprah and eating ice cream at 3 a.m, yep.
I think that's episode 7. You'll love it. It's a Jack O'Neill episode.
Wonderful. Looking forward to it.
But anyway, the episode ends on "What is an opera?" And then that's it. That's the episode.
Yeah.
So what does this episode say about the American military?
They don't want to intervene unless they get something out of it.
They really want drugs.
Mm.
Well, that's the thing, is that it really sort of portrays the US military in a very weird way, because it doesn't really portray them in that sort of, oh, we'll help out when we get something out of it. It sort of portrays the military as being these sort of benevolent, like, we don't get involved in other people's business type thing, which is not true.
No, they've written the U.S. military as the UN this time. Yeah, no, they're the UN. We're not getting involved. We're not doing anything unless one of ours is threatened, and even then, they don't really want to.
Yeah. Could you imagine if this actually happened in real life, where like a member of the U.S. military got like kidnapped by on an alien planet? Those fuckers are sending the entire army to murder everyone if that happens.
Jackson is sent back to the gate, dials Hammond, says, "Hey, send SG-3," and the Marines show up and kill everyone. It's not. That's Ugh. Speaking of SG-3, next episode we'll see.
Yes, next episode. I have a bunch of notes next episode about SG-3.
Our special boys, the Marines.
Yes. Yeah, all of them are just
they really are immediately like portrayed as crayon munchers. Just immediately. It's just immediately.
Well, for once, this is a moment in the show in which we can agree that they are portraying the military accurately.
Oh, actually, I do have something to say about the US military, though.
Yeah?
I don't have the stats, but the amount of articles and stuff I see about the issues faced to this day by women in the American military, it's like the American military are here to save the women from this misogyny. When, women in the US military do not have it that good.
No, they don't. I didn't
have the stats on
right.
rapes within the US military, but
it's not good. It's not good. Yes.
Women, cis women and trans women they don't get treated as well as they should do in the US military, despite there being equality in the military. So it's again, I know the TV won't want to touch it, but it's still like something that the episode says that the US military defenders are women, and then you get to it and it's like, ooh, and that's not even counting the war crimes.
No, it isn't. And again, I think we're going to be having even more to say about that kind of thing, about that dissonance between how they sort of heroically treat the troops compared to the actual shit the troops are doing once we get to the parts of the show which are post 9/11.
The main character, the Jack O'Neill of Stargate Atlantis, he is an Afghanistan vet.
Oh no! Please, Mr. Main Character, can you tell us what you were doing in Abu Ghraib?
Okay. So next week, I have one more fun fact.
Oh, yeah.
So, the next episode written by this author, I would like to get Eldred to guest star in it, and it has James Earl Jones in it.
Well, that's fair enough.
It's gonna be great. So pluggo. We are on Twitter at SGO Pod. Follow us on the Twitter for the little hype teasers and everything
exactly when we eventually actually post things on there.
By the time people listen to this, we will have posted 3 episodes.
Once again, I'll get in very quickly by saying I have nothing to plug right now. Bye
bye.
We also have. At the time this episode goes up, we should hopefully have it sorted out by then. But we do have a Patreon, which is also which is also patreon.com/SGOpod.
Hey.
We will have a what?
Yes. People will be able to give us money.
Quick, give me money. I'm starving.
You guys give the money to the nice man called Patreon, and we get a share.
Please.
And you get bonus episodes.
You get, the bonus episodes in which, at the time of recording, we haven't started them yet. I don't know how we're going to be releasing them. So
once a month, maybe twice, depending on how often we record them.
But perhaps the next episode that might actually come out might be the bonus episode.
We'll work it out.
So hungry.
Hey Frosty, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at SMT Frost rather, and they can also find me at twitch.tv/ArcticiaFrost, where I stream I say I stream a couple times a week. I haven't been doing that recently, and I am trying to get back into that. But yeah, that's my other stuff that I do.
Okay. And I am H Frayall. That's on Twitter, and I am Hope Frayall on Twitch, where I also stream twice a week. Yeah. I think that's it. We love Ryan. We love Frosty. I love
I'm Ryan. I'm Ryan. That's
I'm not. No, I'm Ryan.
Wait, no. Do this to me.
No, actually, no. Before we go, I can do this episode in 4 drops. 5.
This is a woman.
A woman.
Try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
What is an opera?
You know, that would have been incredibly a lot more funnier if you hadn't have already dropped that on us and metaphorically blown your wad before you started recording.
Yeah, I dropped on you guys, not the audience.
No, too late.
Too late. Fuck. Too late. Episode's over.
Bye,
Bye everyone.
Bye.